Well, hello. This is Dr. Wilhelmina, and I am back. I am going to talk with you about something that's very dear and dear to my heart, something very important if you want to meet your goals and your desires for your life. So, let's talk about this near and dear thing to my heart. Every time I come in here to do a podcast, I'm talking about tips for wellness. Sometimes I'm talking about skincare or makeup, but mostly tips for wellness. So let's get it started. So, one of the things I had been having a little trouble with myself, which made me come to the subject, was that I was having issues prioritizing my activities in my life. I had so much going on all at one time. I had gotten married. I had a new job. It's still kind of new to me, and I'm still learning it. I have my side biz, and I added to my side biz something else I'm doing but haven't put out there yet. So I'm building and creating that. I just have a lot of responsibilities, and I really can't do them all at once. So I thought, well, I know I'm having this issue, and I had to prioritize things, my activities in my life. So now I can share with others how they can do the same and what I use to help me. So I used ChatGPT and asked, how can I prioritize the activities in my life? And so here we go. So the first thing you need to know is understanding what truly matters to you. Now, I knew that already, but sometimes you let those things slide. Yeah, they're still important to you, but other things end up being a priority. And sometimes you can just pick to do something because it's there, and because it might be fun, or because, it's just the immediate, it's important to somebody else, and they're bringing it to you. So you're making it immediate and important to you, but maybe it really isn't. So what you need to do is first clarify your goals and your values. So write down some stuff. Get your notepad out, write this stuff down. It's very important. So for me, I would ask myself, what are my core values? What's important to me? Is it family? Is it my health? Is it me, my growth in my career and my mindset? Maybe I want to be creative or financially stable. All these things are very important to me. But go ahead and list them from 1 to however many you have. If you have 10, 1 to 10. So you know what is a major value to you or a goal that you want to complete that you're serious about. Another thing you can do is write down what are your short-term goals. So your short-term goals, I would say I wouldn't go any more than 6 months to a year. I would stick with that. I wouldn't go too long. And then your long-term goals. So your short-term could be immediate to 6 months to a year. And then your long-term goals, I would say 3 to 5 years. And then that helps you kind of get a picture of what is important to you, what you value, what you want to be done in life, what you want to do in life. The other thing is, sorry, my phone, I put it on silent, but I guess it's just talking to me. So the other thing you can do is when you're looking at what your values and goals are, is ask yourself, what does success look like? What's it look like to me? What is that big goal you want to make happen? Okay, so that's the first thing, clarifying those values and goals. Next, you can list your current activities. So you need to know what you're spending your time on. Pay attention to what you're spending your time on. I know I have my biggest thing I spend my time on that gets in the way of my values and goals is my TV watching. So I like to stream. There are a lot of things I like to watch in streaming, and I save them. I don't go through them all the way really quick. No, I take my time, watch a little bit, and then come back to it. I say specific series, but that's what I love. Different series, like British series, and sometimes some of the American series. There's one I'm watching now that I really like. It's called Paradise, and it's good. So anyway, I could spend too much time on that, and that gets in the way of these activities that I'm doing. So all my hobbies, my obligations, my responsibilities, my relationship, my marriage, right? Your daily routine, your work. Work is important because that's how you get the money in order to keep the finances going so you can have these goals. So work is really important. Or if you're an entrepreneur, that business, if that's how you're getting your money, that's really important too, right? So I'll tell you, my number one value is family first, and then financial. Right or wrong, that's what it is. There is no wrong, really. It's what's important to you. So, um, okay, so write down all these obligations, business, work, school if you're in school, your housework, your if you cook dinner for your spouse, cooking dinner, cleaning the house, laundry. Oh my gosh, laundry. So write all those things down. And then there's this system that you can use. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix. So use the Eisenhower Matrix to look at it all. You can visually see it. So you make a quadrant chart. That is a chart which is really a big X through it. So you have, I'm sorry, not an X, it's a plus sign basically. You have 4 quadrants that you're going to write this stuff in. So each quadrant has a title. One is the important, urgent stuff, like going to work so you can put money in the bank. That's important and urgent. You must go every day. Or if you got some sick leave, use your sick leave or your time off. But pretty much you're going to be going to work mostly every day. The other quadrant is important but not urgent. So maybe you need to make a phone call with someone that you need to talk to, a family member, because family is important and you haven't talked to them in a while. Okay, well then you need to talk to them because they're important. So that's that quadrant. The other quadrant, one of the other quadrants is it's not important, but it's urgent. Like it's time limited. So you have to either delegate to somebody else to do it for you, or you have to do it. But you can always schedule the important, not urgent too. Okay, the last one is not important and not urgent. So that would classify as on most days, as my TV streaming. So some days it's important because I just need to de-stress and I just need to have my mind go somewhere which is something that's going to make me laugh or enjoy and take my mind off of whatever I'm stressing about or whatever. So sometimes it is important, but on this day, it's not important, it's not urgent. Okay, next thing. Identify your time wasters. Well, we already identified my time wasters, so I don't need to bring that up again. But think about, what are your time wasters? What are the things that get into the way of you accomplishing your goals or values? Notice where time goes to these things that aren't aligned with your goals. So know what those are. So they're not, the TV isn't exactly aligned with my goals. It's pulling me away. It will keep me from doing my homework, keep me from doing whatever it is I'm trying to get done. That's important to me. Excessive scrolling is an idea. One idea, when you're on your phone, you're just scrolling and it's nothing you're looking for. You're just seeing things and you're just enjoying. There's another thing that happens with that too. Things on sale while you're doing that scrolling. Now that's messing with your financial goals, right? Okay, so also you might make some unnecessary obligations. I know I get a lot of invites to channels, to people's podcasts, to their, what do you call it? Not Google, Zooms. They might be having Zooms or some type of chat going on and want me to be involved. But it's unnecessary at the moment if I have too much other things on my plate. So I don't have the time for that. So you might not either. So think about, identify your time wasters. Then you need to set your boundaries, because setting your boundaries means saying no. So those time wasters and things like that, you might need to say no. And it's not easy because there are people you care about wanting you to do these things. You love them, you want to help them out, but you just might not have the time. People get that confused with you just being a jerk and not wanting to support them. But that's not the case. Sometimes you just don't have time for it. Be honest about your capacity. So when you say no to things that don't align with your goals or drain your energy, we all have situations and people that drain our energy when we spend too much time on them or with them or doing whatever it is they want us to do. It's not your goal. Okay, next, plan your week with intention. So think about what it is I need to get done to have these goals happen. Write it down. Make a schedule. This is what I'm going to do. Start each week with the scheduled time for your high priority stuff. Make sure those high priority things you have scheduled, you're going to do them. What can you do less of? Things that get in the way. What are those things you can do less of? And what are the things you can do more of? I mean, I have all ideas screaming in my head because I have a tendency to stretch myself too thin. And then what? I can't get it all done. And some of the things that weren't important to me get done because they might be important to somebody else, or I might think they're important, but I didn't write it down and think about it or put any real thought into it. So I'm doing those other things that are not helping me get my homework done. I'm also in an esthetician course. I'm more than halfway done and struggling with getting that done. It's not hard. It's just staying focused. And I love it. I love my skincare. I love my makeup. I love doing all of that. But sometimes I just want to veg. And I'll veg in front of the TV or whatever else, talking to somebody on the phone. And you have to really learn how to end your conversations. When they're going on too long, you have to learn how to speak up and say, okay, I'm going to have to go now because I have this or that to do. You got to let people know because that's another time waster. Okay, so we talked about clarifying your values and goals. We talked about listing your current activities so you know what you're doing, what you're spending your time on. Categorizing your activities through the Eisenhower matrix with the 4 quadrants. And then we talked about time wasters, setting boundaries so you can say no to those time wasters, and planning your week intentionally, writing it down, knowing what you're going to do, and follow your schedule. Follow whatever it is you make an intention. And I forgot one. Sorry. Oh no, I did. We did that one. Reviewing regularly. Review regularly. So you're going to go back to everything that you have, review it regularly, and you're going to ask yourself about your activities. That's what they are that support your goals and values. Ask yourself again, what can I do less of? And what can I do more of? That's going to be when you're reviewing. So that keeps you on track and you don't forget, oh yeah, this was important. And sometimes something that was important to you maybe a month ago isn't so important to you now. So every week or month, assess what you have going on and whether or not those are still a primary goal or if something else is, and bring that up. Okay, I hope this helps somebody. If it helps somebody you think it can help them, send it to them. Have them listen. It's going to be a podcast also on my YouTube page also. And that one is I Am Dr. Wilhelmina. So this podcast is Dr. Wilhelmina also. So check it out, send it out, get people to listen, because this really helps you tie into those goals and not spend a lot of time wasting on activities you don't even need to be doing, unless you're trying to veg out stress relief. But other than that, this will help you stay on your goals. All right, have a beautiful day. Share, like, whatever. Okay, have a beautiful day.